light and dark back to back? Your darkness belongs to you, just the same way your light does. With you, I think they might meet in a way nobody's seen before. Wonder where that road leads. I'd like to see myself.
I'm taking the middle road.
Do you mean the Twilight Road to Nightfall?
No. It's the road to dawn.
Okay. And there we go. Anyway, hello everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of my Kingdom Hearts podcast, Walking to Dawn, where I sit down here and talk about Kingdom Hearts series and lore every 13th day of the month. Last time, back in January, I sat down here and talked about Aqua's journey throughout the Kingdom Hearts series. I talked about her journey from start to finish, all the way from her story back in Birth by Sleep to the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. And then I pretty much came up with some theories on what we can probably expect from Aqua in the upcoming Kingdom Hearts 4. So today, I am joined by two friends of mine, Mochocolate and AJENTxSPACELY. Unfortunately, Crazy Comics is not able to join today. He had some things he had to do, and he had to get ready. He had to get ready to go to work. But I can definitely tell you that I will be having Crazy Comics on for a future episode sometime before Reconnect. But today, I am joined by my awesome friends Mo and Spacely, as we are going to be sitting down and talking about the CrossRoads series. We're going to be talking about the CrossRoads that was mentioned in a tweet by Tetsuya Nomura back in January. So we definitely will be diving into that. And looking at Twitch chat right now, we have Valkyrie, ABZ, and Mo with the 5 biddies. Thank you so much, Mo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Welcome in. And I'm going to go ahead and bring the guys on. They are finally in. Hello. Hello, friends.
Did someone say Mochocolate?
Oh, my God. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I bring to you onto the show Mochocolate and AJENTxSPACELY. How are you guys doing today?
What's up?
Yo, what's going down?
Yo, how are you two doing today?
Wide and awake. I am on the second podcast of the Great Born of Kokiri. Let's stay.
Yes, sir, you are. And also, since Comics was not able to make it, I'm going to go ahead and shout him out. So y'all should definitely go follow Crazy Comics. Go check him out. He's a really good friend of mine. He's a really big, massive fan of Kingdom Hearts, just like all of us here today. So guys, please go support Crazy Comics as well. But also, go out follow my other homies here. We got the Chocolate Hype Man, Mo Chocolate. So please definitely go follow Mo.
Create your history.
Latte.
Oh my God. And then last but not least, we got my boy, my homie, AJENTxSPACELY!
How's the volume, by the way, Kokiri? Are we too loud, too low? Please,
No. You guys are perfect. But anyone watching this through Twitch chat, please let me know how the volume. If you guys can hear them, if I need to turn them up or turn them down, definitely please let me know. But also go follow AJENTxSPACELY as well. And
if you want to, just follow Kokiri first, and then if you feel like following me, I guess.
Well, we gotta follow all of our homies. But
I'm just saying, turn down for what?
Oh my God. Looking at Twitch chat, yo Spider, welcome in, buddy. Welcome on in, Spider. Anyway, y'all, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, please don't forget to do the following by liking, sharing, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell, exactly. Ring that bell, and come with me, Mo, and Spacely, as together we're gonna walk the road to dawn in this podcast episode. So let's begin.
I brought trail mix.
I got trail mix. Okay, so to start things off, I'm gonna ask you guys this question first. What were y'all's thoughts on that tweet that was on Kingdom Hearts. That was a message by Nomura himself, like talking about, you know, the 15th anniversary of Birth by Sleep, saying that CrossRoads has been like a major motif, like one of the main staples within the Kingdom Hearts series.
It was cryptic and vague as hell, and I expect nothing less from Papa Nomura.
Yeah, I figure, you know, since we've been kept in cages for, you know, pretty much over a few years now, the fact that they gave us some little breadcrumbs gave me hope again. I was like, wait a minute, this guy still remembers us? He still remembers
Yeah,
that?
he still remembers. Yeah, I was like, we haven't seen you in a while, Nomura, since you told us about, you know, missing Link and all this other stuff. Nomura!
It's the 10-year high school reunion.
Right? I just really wish they don't announce the game so early in advance. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's gonna be different this time. It's gonna be in the Kingdom shader and everything, so it's not gonna take as long as Kingdom Hearts 3 took because they already have all the technology. 3 years.
And like Nomura knows we're waiting for some missing Link information, and he made sure to end his message as, well, stay tuned to find out. I'm like, bro, F you, I hate you, but I love you.
Also, looking at Twitch, so, yo, we got Nathan Gamer Plays. Welcome in, Nathan. Thank you so much
Nate.
for tuning in. But hey, you know, Nomura is always, you know, keeping things confidential from a lot of us, you know. But when I first saw that tweet, I like lost my mind. I was like, is Nomura planning something? Are we gonna get something about missing Link? Are we gonna get something about Kingdom Hearts 4? But Nomura was like, no, I just thought I'd just like open this massive bag and it's like, surprise, CrossRoads.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be kind of scary going forward because now every time we see a CrossRoads in the series, we're gonna be thinking, wait, who's gonna lose something? Who's gonna gain something?
Who's gonna lose something? Who's gonna gain something? Which, by the way, thank you for reminding me of that, Spacely. Which, by the way, I actually have the tweet open right here, and I'm actually am going to read it. That is by Nomura. Let's see. I'm gonna read it right here. All right.
But real quick though,
yeah, what's up?
It's kind of crazy the fact that, you know, your intro to the podcast features a lot of scenes on the CrossRoads.
Yeah.
Are you playing something? What did you gain? What did you lose, huh, Kokiri? What's going on here?
You know, that is a good question. What did I gain and what I lost out of this? You know, I just gotta keep following Marluxia's motif. You know, to lose is to find, and to find is to lose. You know. That is just the ways.
Somebody opened a fortune cookie recently.
I did, you know. So whatever I gain and loss, that's confidential. That's confidential. Also, looking at Twitch, we got Heather. Welcome in, Heather. Welcome on in. All right. So to kind of like sum things up, what Nomura says, I'm going to go ahead and read the tweet. So this is what it says, and I quote by Tetsuya Nomura. She says, "It's been 15 years since the release of Birth by Sleep. So I've been asked to give you a secret anecdote on how the game itself was born. I've already revealed quite a lot, so I had to think about what would be best. Apparently, the plan is to release my comment alongside the teaser trailer for Birth by Sleep from the secret movie in Kingdom Hearts 2. So, taking my cue from that video, I like to give you an insight into the CrossRoads. In this video, 3 Keyblade wielders clad in armor wait for someone at a crossroads. Meeting someone at a crossroads is actually a recurring motif in Kingdom Hearts. At the beginning of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Sora meets someone in a black coat and is invited to Castle Oblivion. During the climax of Birth by Sleep, the 3 protagonists wait at a crossroads for 2 Keyblade wielders linked to them by fate. It is where the opposing unions come together and the Keyblade War breaks out in the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross series. Those who wish to become the new leader of the unions in place of the Master gather here in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. And in Kingdom Hearts 3, the ancient 4 towers known as the Lost Masters gather at these crossroads. As you can see, whenever there's something going on, crossroads act as an important point of divergence. To trace it right back, the motif was inspired by the well-known crossroad myth from American folklore. The story goes like this. A young man makes a deal with the devil at a crossroads, trading his soul for the ability to play the guitar. The first time a crossroads appears in Kingdom Hearts is in Chain of Memories, which is about losing something to gain something. And in fact, all subsequent appearances of crossroads have been the same significance. The greatest example is Birth by Sleep, a story where all 3 protagonists pay a heavy price to obtain something. But wait, when the Lost Masters gather at the crossroads of Kingdom Hearts 3, what is gained and what is lost? That's a story for another time.
Exactly. Meaning, AKA, wait to buy our games.
Yeah, so
Eels.
so to me, you know, this definitely goes into a lot of detail as to like all these crossroads that's going on. There's like so much going on, and now I feel like that with Nomura explaining that tweet, you know, there's just a lot going on with all this talk on like crossroads and stuff like that. There's really a lot going on, you know, because like I'll be honest, I'm sure you guys, when you guys first saw the secret ending for Kingdom Hearts 2, you guys thought Kingdom Hearts 3, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that DSU film.
Yeah. So for me, you know, of course, I didn't play Kingdom Hearts 2 when I was a kid, but looking at it now, I can briefly, yeah. I did not get into Kingdom Hearts since January 2016, but so looking at the video, I can like the secret ending to where you see like Terra, Ventus, and Aqua in clouds of armor at the crossroads. You know, I mean, I can understand that. Like that is like, you know, that definitely would, you know, raise a lot of questions. Like, you know, is this Kingdom Hearts 3? Are we getting, you know, is this a new game? You know, but later on, of course, we do find out it's Kingdom Hearts 3. But
yeah, for the longest time, I thought that was KH3 when you see Terra on that in the armor and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
I
and
just want Keyblade armor for them so bad. Like, why did we not have that Kingdom Hearts 3 after
Seriously.
I know, right?
I was so mad.
Yeah, we had a lot of questions. Like, why can we not see them use more of their armor? You know, like same for like Terra and Ventus and Aqua. You know, because honestly, you guys know that, you know, they use their armor a lot in Birth by Sleep. So
A lot, yeah.
So here's some hoping we probably might get more of the armor back in Kingdom Hearts 4. But
Yeah, isn't on Sora's hand gloves, like, isn't there like one of those buttons that you would use to activate the armor? I feel like I saw that in his clothes, and I was like, wait, so he's going to use the armor some way, and just never did. I was like, okay,
you know,
sure.
that would be really interesting. That would be real interesting, you know, like if Sora would have his own armor, because think about it. Do you guys remember at the end of Dream Drop Distance where Sora is actually in that clad of armor in the Dream Worlds where Riku is facing him? And it's all that dark armor, but we all know that's not just any armor. That's Ventus's armor.
Yep.
It's Ventus's.
Exactly.
We find him inside Ventus's armor, and I was like, dude, that's fucking crazy.
They tease me and they get rid of it.
They tease me. I'm like, Nomura, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, Nomura? But briefly to pretty much summarize the American folklore tale that Nomura actually brings about. So a lot of people thought that it was based on the song by the Charlie Daniels Band, "The Devil Went Down to Georgia," but in that song, it was mostly where the devil challenged a boy named Johnny, you know, to get the, you know, for the, you know, saying like, oh, I'm the best fiddle player, you know, and if you win, I'll give you this fiddle of gold, you know, if you win. But with this one, this is about the tale of a man named Robert Johnson, who was a musician. The story goes like this. I believe he was in Mississippi. He approaches to this crossroad at midnight right by his town, and he associates with the devil. And the devil pretty much says like, hey, you know, give your soul to me and I will make you an excellent guitar player. So, yeah, so Robert Johnson pretty much accepts his fate by selling his soul to the devil. And of course, you know, we have like the devil himself like tuning the guitar, and the game out of that is that in the end, you know, Robert Johnson becomes an excellent guitar player, you know, in the late to early 1930s. But so that's definitely where it's from. It's based on the story of Robert Johnson.
Okay.
Conveniently, the picture next to the Crossroads pictures you had there was written by an artist, or drawn by an artist that I really like, Nicholas Draper Ivy. You see on the left with the.
Oh yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, so that's a nice piece of detail right there.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, they give a little blurb and stuff about like the.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and honestly, you know, there's definitely, you know, this kind of gives me a lot of questions though. There was kind of a lot of questions though. So I was watching this video by another Kingdom Hearts friend of mine. He goes by Key of Time. Big shout out to him, by the way. Yes, and I was watching his video, and he explains about the Crossroads, talking about the whole folklore tale about Robert Johnson. And get this, he and I also thought about this theory too about with raising questions about Demyx, one of the members of Organization 13. Because when you do think about it, get this, what is the one thing that Demyx that is most precious to him the most, more than anything?
Freaking sitar.
It's this freaking sitar. I mean, yeah, it's not a guitar, well, close enough, but it's a sitar. And if you look at, like, in most constantly throughout the Kingdom Hearts series, especially in 358 over 2 days, he's just sitting there just tuning it. So it can honestly just raise a lot of questions, like, like for Kingdom Hearts 4, like, is Demyx gonna have a significant role? Does Demyx's backstory kind of play like a similar tale, like in accordance with the American folklore tale of Robert Johnson? Like what did Demyx have to do, like in order to be like this master sitar player? So it kind of raises a lot of questions. It definitely like connects. It connects. Yeah, I like to know y'all's take on that. Do you guys think like something like that might connect the dots, or like for Demyx, like because thinking, it raises a lot of questions as to like how in the first place did Demyx actually become a nobody? We learned about how all the others become nobodies, but with Demyx, it raises a lot of questions.
Maybe he got rid of his own heart in order to be able to play with other people's heart, just like he plays with the sitar.
Ooh,
I love that. I love that.
Play with people's hearts. Wow, somebody clipped that. That was some epic bars.
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one.
I mean, you need some bars when you're playing with music like that. I had to come up with that.
I got chills now.
That's pretty good. What about you, Mo?
I mean, honestly, I can't say anything that tops what Spacely just said, because that's right. That's a hammer right to the nail.
Yeah, that is honestly raises a lot of questions. And I love what you brought up there, Spacely. That's a really good, valid argument. Because think about it, like, what if he wanted to be an excellent guitar player? Like, what if like at the cost, with the whole CrossRoads thing, was to lose and gain something, the whole CrossRoads motif. I'm sure, like, like before Demyx became before Demyx became a nobody, he was at a crossroad, and I'm sure he interacted with someone or something, and he wanted to be an excellent sitar player. And at the cost, in order to gain that ability, he had to sacrifice something that he loved most. He had to sacrifice something, his heart, and he had to sacrifice his heart and give it up, so that way he can be an excellent sitar player. And that's, of course, after he lost his heart, he became a nobody. So I really love that you brought that up, Spacer. That's really good.
And yeah, like with deals with the devil, they usually are not like, they usually take more than what you're initially thinking. Almost like kind of like the genie, where they like if you don't phrase it specifically correctly, then they take way more than you're expecting. And going off of like some Yozora stuff and their little muse that they had as well, taking Demyx's heart, maybe they took his heart, but as maybe someone else that they love as well, as a part of, because they're also a part of his heart. And then maybe he's on a quest to try to get her back in some way, causing all these events. You never know, he might be the master trying to organize these things just to get his heart back, quote unquote.
Yeah, it honestly raises a lot of questions, because like, a lot of people definitely didn't talk about that day. Like does Demyx have a connection with the Master of Masters? Because when you do think about it, like the Master of Masters and Demyx have like this same cookie personality. They're both quirky and goofy and silly. Like they all have that. So honestly, it can just lead to like so many questions. And like,
I do wonder what like the element of water, how that's related to Demyx and Mom and the CrossRoads, because he says dance water dance a lot. I should know, I've been playing him recently on Crit. I hate him.
Oh, trust me. Honestly, to this day, we cannot handle the Demyx fight.
Yeah, that's a whole nother podcast. But
yeah,
in any case, my thing is like when he says dance water dance and those like humanoid shapes like go around you, I have a feeling like that's not just there for show.
Oh,
I feel like something related to maybe the other Lost Masters.
Okay.
Because they're clones, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe somehow that ties to the Master of Masters.
Oh, so you think like the little water clones he summons, they might be
Yeah.
clones to the
When I was-
to the four towers.
Yeah, because when I was fighting them, I know that they were all different body shapes. One was tall, one was short, one was bulky, one was skinny.
Oh, okay.
I noticed that
Okay.
while I was playing him a couple days ago.
Okay, yo, Mo cooking. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, it did like a lot of stuff like where they're learning was at the freaking Scala at Kylan when they're learning from their master at the time. So it could be like since pretty much everyone there eventually died or lost their hearts or stuff like that. It could be like Dimix trying to like remember them, keep them close by them, and then using them as clones and water clones throughout. Because I mean, there's like 100 right at one point for the fight.
Yeah,
So can you get
yeah.
rid
There's
of
like
100?
so many going on with this,
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a lot going on with the whole like questions just waiting to be answered. So many questions waiting to be asked, ready to be answered. There's like so much going on, a lot is like
Yeah, I
just
feel like
happening.
I don't want to accidentally move off of Dimix, but I was also like when you were reading the excerpt and the fact that this is coming off of that he specifically decided to do this for Birth by Sleep and stuff like that. 'Cause he said that was one of the most important or times that the CrossRoads came up. I was wondering like what exactly did they lose and what exactly did they gain? And it kind of seemed like they, in a way, like a popular term that people say is like your mind, body, and soul. And it kind of seems like each one of them either lost their mind, their body, or their soul. Terra lost his body, Aqua lost her mind, kind of being trapped there for 10 years, and Ventus lost his heart. Ended up going to Sora. So it's like kind of interesting how they're playing with those type of things with the mind, body, and soul, and what really makes up a person.
You know what? I love that because honestly, I'll definitely will get to Chain of Memories in a little bit, but I really do love that idea because think about it. When you play through Birth by Sleep, when you learn about the tale of like the three friends, like everything just falls into play when they arrive at the crossroads in the Keyblade graveyard. You learn about like how Terra says like Xehanort set the whole thing up. Ventus has to fight Vanitas, and says, I don't want you to help me. Let me do this by myself. And then of course, you have Aqua, who's definitely is trying to help her friends. But to me, there was a gain. But on that day, there was a gain and there was a loss. There was a gain and a loss for the Crossroad motif. The gain was for Terra. Terra definitely wanted to help his friends. And at the loss, he got possessed by Xehanort. With Ventus, the cost was, everything would be okay if he definitely gets into that fight with Vanitas and destroys the Keyblade. Of course, the cost was, as to what Vanitas says, the Keyblade is made out of your heart too. And if you destroy it, you'll lose yours forever. And the cost was that Ventus actually had his heart damaged, and his was asleep with Sora the whole time, which is why he didn't wake up. And then as for Aqua, of course, Aqua definitely became a Keyblade master, and at the end, she had to end up sacrificing herself to save Terra, which at the cost actually had her to fall into the realm of darkness and to be trapped in there for 10 years.
10 years.
So to me, I feel like that was the gain and loss of the Wayfinder trio in Birth by Sleep. But,
yeah, I wonder just how deep like the metaphor really goes, because if you remember from the Birth by Sleep opening movie where Terra and Aqua are going against each other for the exam and stuff like that they're literally crossing blades, and at that point Terra lost a little bit of himself, using the darkness and stuff like that, and Aqua gained, becoming a master and stuff like that. So I wonder if is that so maybe that's an intentional crossroads that you're doing, or is just a coincidence type situation.
That's a really good question to ask, and I really do love that you actually brought that out, Spacely. That whole thing, saying in the opening movie, you see Terra and Aqua definitely clashing keyblades with one another during the Marker Master exam. To me, I feel it could be it can be coincidental, but then again at the same time, it's just like what Terra says in the Keyblade graveyard. The whole thing was a massive setup, just to get all three of them to come together. And they knew that of course, even though they gained something in the end, there was a feeling that all three of them had to lose something. Again, of course, Ventus having his heart damaged and thus having to, like, to rest inside Sora's heart. Terra being possessed by Xehanort. And then Aqua, after fighting Terranort, sacrificing herself in the realm of darkness, to save Terra, and at the cost having her fall into the realm of darkness and being trapped in there for 10 years.
I also want to mention something.
Yes.
Like one of my big theories or things that I've noticed involving the CrossRoads is there's many crosses that pop up throughout the whole series. Like
Yes.
If you remember in Dream Drop Distance, it was a cross that made them track Sora in the first place.
Yes, exactly. And
Go on.
No, I was saying I was agreeing with you. I agree with you.
And I also noticed while playing Kingdom Hearts 2 that Sora has a cross on his arm glove, his hand glove. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I totally do get what you're saying.
So I guess Nomura has a thing with zippers and belts and crosses now.
It's that's a really interesting thing you brought up, Mo, because honestly, it kind of goes back to God, I'm trying to remember who said it. I mean, you guys can remember who was the one who said it, saying that X on it, is the reason why, how and why we end up into places where you are. How we use it as a way to try. Remind me, y'all, because it's been a long time since I played Dream Drop. Who was the one who said that?
It was.
It probably was young Xehanort, but
was it young Xehanort? Was it Xemnas?
It was new backdrop. It was
Zigbar. Zigbar. It was Zigbar. Okay.
Yeah.
So Zigbar was the one who actually said it. Okay. I mean, honestly, that makes a lot of sense for Zigbar.
Ziggy Wiggy.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too. I wrote that down with the fact that they commonly use the X symbol throughout the series, and then
they really
that's
do.
Basically how they, huh?
I agree with you. Yeah, they really do.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, I wonder if Nomura is intentionally marking these characters, showing that they're losing something and gaining something some way, somehow, in some type of fashion, all throughout the series for everyone has to. And also, with the whole organization in the first place, all their names are either names scrambled, added with an X, added with a CrossRoads, somewhere in there. So
yeah, and you know what? This kind of brought me back to something. Do you guys remember in that one scene, in Dream Drop Distance before Riku is preparing to get into a fight with young Xehanort, the whole hands off my new vessel, I remember something what young Xehanort says. He says, we've had sight on you at first, and then of course after what you had to go through, we just kept on moving down the list, and that's why of course Sora, which to me definitely goes back to what happened in Kingdom Hearts 1, and I felt like that there was a crossroad in the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1, because you guys remember, Riku was supposed to be the one who was supposed to accept destiny and to accept the Keyblade. But he denied it and just inherited darkness, which is why later on it was Sora who actually got the Keyblade instead of Riku. And then when you go back, to when they actually encounter one another at the beginning of Hall of Bastion, you see Riku just toying with Sora, saying he's not good enough, and then of course later on he's the one who definitely ends up getting the Keyblade, and Donald and Goofy had to abandon Sora as they have to continue their mission to be with the person who wields the key. And then as Sora is climbing deeper and deeper within Castle Oblivion, he definitely confronts Riku once more, saying telling Sora you're a good for nothing, you can't do anything, and Sora is saying the heart may be weak, but it's not alone. My friends and my power. I don't need a weapon to find Kairi, and at the cost of that, and at the cost of that, Sora was able to get his Keyblade back, and from there, after he got it back, he had to continue his mission, not only to find and free Kairi, even though we all later on that he learns that Kairi's heart is sleeping inside him, but it was a way to actually free Riku, and at the cost of that, there was a gain and a loss of that day. Not only was he able to help was he able to help Riku, but also to help free Kairi, which is why he takes Riku's Keyblade by stabbing himself, and thus freeing Kairi's heart within Sora, and thus Sora had to turn himself into a Heartless, which of course from there, and because of that result, was the reason why Roxas was created.
Deep.
So yeah, there was definitely was a lot going on in Kingdom Hearts 1. What do you else take on that crossroad for KH1?
You first, Spacely.
I mean, I feel like it's hard, man, because Kingdom Hearts 1 is like filled with such mystery, because like I feel because Nomura probably didn't even feel like he was going to get more games, so he's probably just using like a lot of like loose ends and ideas that he was hoping that he would be able to use throughout the time, like were you saying like is any of this for real or not, coming all the way back to the second to latest game. Is like he had that listful idea building up for like 10 plus years, so it's kind of hard to know like what exactly is going on through his mind, especially during that time and stuff like that. And I wonder, if maybe Sora's original design had anything to influence to his current design, like what changed from there to there. Like, was he thinking about the crossroads all the way back then? Like, how far back does it really go?
That's a really good question. There's definitely a lot of questions today about, what kind of character that Sora was going to be with that original concept design. Was he
the lion guard version of Sora?
Yeah, like was he going to be the same character? Is he going to have the same character arc? Was he going to?
I do wonder how a chainsaw would have been like a weapon. That's interesting.
Oh, that would be interesting. Would he have a different personality, or would he have the same personality, just like how he currently does to this day? That,
or maybe be like more prideful and stuff like that. Given that's how stuff.
I like that. But now, I want to get into the more meat and potatoes of this one, the one that Nomura mentioned, and that is the beginning of the crossroads in Chain of Memories. Now, if you guys remember at the start of Chain of Memories, Sora is definitely seen walking down a crossroad, and he encounters a man in a black coat, which honestly later on we figure out that it's Marluxia. And to me, there was definitely was a gain and loss on that day. Is when he first entered through Castle Oblivion, and it was something that Marluxia said. It says, the moment you enter this castle, you have lost and gained every single ability that you learned. And he kept going on with the whole, to find is to lose, and to lose at to find. And now, of course, at the cost of just entering Castle Oblivion, because he wanted to continue to finding his friends, he had to result in losing his memories. So he had to venture, to the previous worlds that he visited in Kingdom Hearts 1. Of course, I don't know. Of course, obviously we didn't get to see Deep Jungle. So it's like he totally forgot about that, but we all know why. Deep Jungle was not referenced, Nomura.
God, if that ever comes back.
Nomura. But to me, at the cost, there was a gain. There was a gain and there was a loss on that date. There was a gain and loss in Chain of Memories. The gain was, of course, with the false memories that Sora had, he wanted to not only find his friends, but he also wanted to help and protect Naminé. And after beating Marluxia, of course, you guys know I'm on Twitch. I'm still working through my first playthrough of Chain of Memories. But before that, I actually saw the cutscenes for Chain of Memories, so I can briefly understand the story. So I'm still working. So I'm still working on my first playthrough, but I definitely am familiar with what happens. But yeah, if you guys remember at the end, Naminé was saying, if you want to keep on going forward, it's more like a gain or loss. So you have a decision. You can either walk out of here and keep the false memories that you have, or you can obtain your old memories, but at the loss is that you won't remember anything that happened in Castle Oblivion, and he wouldn't even remember Naminé. Of course, we all know that Sora definitely made the decision to put him back the way he was.
Wait, actually, I was thinking if we're kind of relating back to Demix and the little mini theory that I had, where
Yes. Let's
maybe
hear it.
he's looking for like his lost heart, aka his lover or whatever like that.
Mhm.
If Masters, aka Demix or whatever, is orchestrating all this and making having Castle Oblivion researching stuff like that. Maybe he's researching the fact that how to reverse a deal because usually you're losing something to gain something, but what if you gain it back and then you have to sacrifice something else, and it kind of works back into the whole nominate thing. It's like, so initially Sora gave up something. He gave up the memories to help find Riku and Kairi and stuff like that, but eventually he ended up gaining those memories back and then losing out on nominate. So maybe for Demix, aka Masters, potentially is like, oh, okay, that's proof that the journey that I'm on actually works. Maybe this little experiment worked out. Maybe I can still gain my heart back, or the person I love most. You never know. That could be a case.
It can definitely be a really interesting case, because honestly, to this day, we're still like, creating ideas like, what is going to be the Master's true intentions. Of course, all those all those questions are just waiting to be answered once we get more information in Kingdom Hearts 4. Now, going back to Birth by Sleep, I don't know if you guys remember. So, do you guys remember at the end of of Kingdom Hearts 2, in the secret movie, which obviously leads up to Terra, Ventus, and Aqua in the clad armor. I'm trying to remember who it is, but it's right next to them. I think it's Terra, but there's a keyblade on the ground that's like so decayed. There's a keyblade so decayed. So I wonder if that can be like a reference to anything in the CrossRoads, because we also got to know that, of course, what we also learned in Union Cross, to where all all these keyblade wielders just gathered within the CrossRoads, and they were battling and clashing keyblades, and at the result, most of them had to give up their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wonder about that decayed keyblade that we saw in that movie.
Was it like either Riku's or Sora's or Kairi's keyblade?
You know what?
Or
That is
keyblade?
a good question. You know what?
I feel like if we know whose keyblade it is, maybe that'll be a hint.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up. Let me see. I want to look at the
It's a real
pictures.
quick.
Yeah, because I know there was something going on. There definitely was. There was a keyblade on the ground. It was like,
I think it's Riku's keyblade.
Oh, here we go. I see this picture right here. So obviously we see a couple of Kingdom Keys, and then we see one. It looks like Way to the Dawn, Riku's keyblade. So there's definitely is a lot right there, but they're all decayed.
One?
Sorry.
Which one is like the very decayed one?
I believe it's definitely is the one on the right.
Well, it looks like the one on the right has like the same health as the Kingdom Key in a way. So I was like, is that a Kingdom Key D, or is it that?
Yeah.
Is it the star one from Mickey has?
I want to say it's probably gonna be the star one Mickey has, or it could probably be Kingdom Key D, the keyblade that King Mickey was looking for in Fragmentary Passage.
Yeah, because at the end of KH1, with Mickey getting the Kingdom Key D and stuff like that, so it could relate back to that. Because Nomura at the time probably already knew that those characters were Terra, Aqua, and Ventus and stuff like that. So by using these Keyblades, I wonder at the time what was he like? Was he trying to make us think those are Sora, Ryu, Kairi, or is
I think so. Yeah. When
I want to
like,
probably think so. Like he was trying to come out of the day is this like a resemblance to like Sora, Riku, and Kairi, or is this just a reference to one of the Keyblade wielders of light? Because obviously we all know the whole thing of creating the Keyblade. 7 of light and 13 of darknesses. So I wonder.
I feel like
Go ahead,
Spacey.
Sorry. No, you first.
I just feel like it, like since now that we know the CrossRoads thing and this takes place on the CrossRoads, it kind of like recontextualizes this. Like, initially it was because maybe he's trying to make us think that this is Sora, Riku, and Kairi and stuff like that. But now there's the CrossRoads, and we know that the BBS trio was holding the Keyblades on the crossroads to lose to find all that stuff. In this case, or was he trying to symbolize something at this point?
You know, it definitely it could probably be a symbolism to something, you know. But I feel like that as we keep going deeper, we probably might learn more about that in Kingdom Hearts 4, because the thing is, in Birth by Sleep, we definitely learn about the consequences that the Wayfinder trio had to face. Of course, again, Terra being possessed by Xehanort, Ventus having his heart damaged after his confrontation with Vanitas, and then Aqua having to sacrifice herself, in order to save her friend. So it just raises a lot of questions there, And of course, I feel like that obviously, if you were to go back to when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in, was it 2005 or 2000? No, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, 2005 in Japan.
2005. Okay, it was 2005. So
December
I can
2005.
Okay, so going back then, I could feel like that, back in the day, everybody found like, 3 Keyblades on the ground. That probably might be a symbolism to Kingdom Hearts 3. So I can totally understand that reason. And of course, 3 people. So Kingdom Hearts 3.
The setup is real.
I wonder if, I know in the Kingdom Hearts 3 secret ending, obviously there was a crossroads on the streets. But
yes,
I'm wondering
yes, in
if
Quadratum,
there was
yes.
more. I'm wondering if there was another, because I feel like when you're fighting Yozora, you see a cross.
Yeah.
I can't remember where or when. Like maybe one of the buttons he has on his shirt. I think that.
That's a really good question. But before we definitely...
Sorry.
No, you're good. Keep going.
I think the symbolism for Quadratum is a literal cross. I think.
Yes.
Cross with buttons around it.
I mean, they're also on the screen. Crossing.
Oh, right here. I'm gonna pull it up on the scene. There we go. Is this what you mean, Mo?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I totally get what you're saying. That I totally do get that, because I will definitely get to that in a minute. But there is one thing I do want to bring out in terms of the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. The crossroads of the Four Towers, aka the Lost Masters. So when we go back at the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, we see all the Four Towers, arrive at the designated point of the crossroads. And later on, they discover that the person with the black box is Lucia, which, of course, everybody lost their shit when we all knew he was Zigbar. But the thing again, now, to me, I want to ask these guys something. Do y'all feel that the contents within the black box, do you think that could be like a key or like a lock to something in terms of the crossroads motif? Because think about it, we definitely learned about the end. Of course, the Master of Masters is there. Lucia is definitely there at the designated point. Talking about everything going on, but so I want to think. Do you guys think like there might be like a key or a lock to the other side of Quadratum inside the black box? What do you guys think? But also, real quick, looking at Twitch now, we got a raid from Ivy Carnivora. Ivy, thank you so much again for the raid. Thank you so much, Ivy. Welcome on in, Raiders. We definitely are doing a Kingdom Hearts podcast right now. But thank you so much again for the raid, Ivy. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah. Welcome in, and I do hope you enjoy your stay. But anyway, what do you guys think about that with the crossroads, with the Four Towers and the black box?
Well, now I'm just in this demic spiral of, of the fact that he's just like trying to get his lover back. I'm thinking that's in the black box. I'm calling my shot here. That's his lover's heart, not his heart. A lot of people theorize it was his heart. I'm gonna theorize that it's their heart, whoever they love, and he's trying to preserve it, get it intact to try to regain it after he made a bad deal with the devil. But who would be actually the devil in the Kingdom Hearts universe? In this
Hades,
sense?
duh.
Hades. I was thinking initially Hades, but like, and he did appear in, what was it, Dark Road, I think. But it seemed like that was like one of the first times they met Xehanort and stuff like that. So I don't know. I was thinking, is there actually like a bigger devil, like maybe a Kingdom Hearts original character that could be the devil figure that would make a deal with?
That's a really good question, because I've never watched I have not seen Dark Road yet, but I have seen Union
my
Cross.
bad.
No, you're fine. You are fine. You're fine. But I'm actually glad you brought that up, though. I'm glad you did bring that up. But you know what? That definitely raises a lot of questions because, you know, of course, a lot of people are going to think, you know, like, is Hades going to play a significant role in Kingdom Hearts 4? Because you guys remember, you know, when Donald and Goofy are just, they're in this dark place, they're trying to look for somebody, and then we see, like, this blue fire just turn red. A lot of people think, like, you know, that's Hades. That's totally his Hades, like, when he gets mad. So I kind of...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So could it actually be that Hades probably... Because the thing is, you know, of course, obviously in Greek mythology, you know, Hades is known as, you know, Lord of the Underworld, Lord of Dead. So it can probably be a symbolism, like maybe at that crossroad, you know, before Demyx became a nobody, what if that devil was Hades? You know, and Hades are like, hey, you know, I'll make a deal. Because when you guys think about it, you know, Hades has always been that guy, you know, where it's like, you know, he's like, you know, I'll make a deal with you. You know, you do this, you know, you be Wonder Boy, you're gonna get this. You know, if you fail, then this is gonna happen. You know, a gain or loss of something. So I kind of wonder, you know, is this devil that caused Demyx to be a nobody to say like, hey, you know, tell you what, you want to be an awesome sitar player? You got to make a deal with me. You got to give up your heart for this and that, and I will make you an excellent player.
I mean, if freaking like Maleficent can have a big role in the Kingdom Hearts story, then so can Hades.
Yes, and I do feel like, you know, Hades is definitely good. And to me, I just feel like that Hades has been playing a role within the series for the whole time. Like, it's just, you know, it just raises a lot of questions. You know, like what are Hades' motives? What are Hades' true intentions? You know, like, it's like I was saying earlier, like, you know, could he be the one responsible for causing Demyx to turn into nobody? It's like, hey, I'll make you an excellent sitar player, but, you know, I'll make a deal with you. You know, if you do this, you give up your heart, then I will make you an excellent player. And then, of course, that's why we actually see, you know, in 358 over 2 days, you know, Demyx is just sitting there, just toying with his sitar, just tuning it, you know, just like in the American folklore, you know, like where, you know, with Robert Johnson, you know, like we see, you know, the devil tuning the guitar and then giving it back to Robert Johnson and of course from there he becomes an excellent guitar player. So think about that.
I have a feeling that the Master and Masters and Hades have met at one point in their lives.
You know, it could be a major possibility, you know. I mean, I don't know if they actually explained that in Dark Road, because I've actually have not seen it. But it honestly
I watched clips.
Oh, yeah.
I've been thinking, you know, like who could potentially be the devil in Kingdom Hearts, and I feel like a lot of long stories like this getting kind of comic booky and stuff like that. A lot of them like to deal with like who was the first being, like, so who was like the first person to ever lose their heart, like who's the first heartless, who's the first nobody. With like the devil in this case was like the first heartless to ever exist, and he made a deal with, you know, the Masters or whatever for some reason. Like who is the big bad of the ancient, you know, Kingdom Hearts universe and stuff like that? And is that going to be what Sora has to fight in the end of the series? The first Heartless, the original sin, the Adam of Eve type of situation.
Yeah, and it honestly, I feel like, you know, it can definitely possibly happen because, you know, because there is one thing I want to bring up in terms of Kingdom Hearts 3 is Kingdom Hearts 3. There was also a gain and a loss in Kingdom Hearts 3. The gain was that Sora was trying to master the power of waking, and at the cost of that, Sora was able to, like, you know, to overuse the power of waking, because if you guys remember, at the end of the game, you know, like Sora got to like witness like majority of his friends losing their hearts, so he had to think about it, you know, is he gonna have to sacrifice himself, or is he gonna definitely use the power of waking to not only save his friends, but at the cost of that, it's going to pay a toll on Sora, which at the result, you know, Sora being that selfless hero that he is, you know, at the cost of that, of saving his friends, causes him, you know, to vanish and to end up in Quadratum, which later on, of course, you know, in the trailer in Kingdom Hearts 4, we do learn that, according to Strelitzia, that Quadratum plays a role as the afterlife So kind of like somewhere in a way to like heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So it pretty much it says like Sora's dead.
Dead.
Sora's dead because we all know that because of Union Cross, even Strelitzia died.
Yeah.
Strelitzia died. So to me, now I want to ask y'all: do y'all feel like that was a gain and loss for Sora? You know, being able to like, you know, not only to master the power of waking, but to overuse it to like not only save his friend to restore their heart, but at the cost having him to vanish at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 and end up being Quadratum.
Well, I think also like I was thinking like a big part of a lot of the plot of the Xehanort saga was like the Keyblade itself, which is also another cross at the beginning. You know, it's spelled differently than regular Keyblade. So I'm wondering like if everyone who like wields the Keyblade's, you know, power, you know, to gain such great power, they had to lose something. And maybe that was like, since Sora touched it at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, you know, when he's like freaking exercising Xehanort or whatever, you know, that's why he ended up losing his heart in the end, because he used that great power and stuff like that. Like, combined with the power of waking, because that was already set up from the beginning, of course. But yeah. I wonder if everyone who touches the Keyblade or uses his power even slightly must lose something that they don't even realize is a part of it.
Yeah. And I do feel that, you know, like, you know, because, you know, throughout the whole entire series, you know, there's always, like, you know, with the whole CrossRoads motif, you know, there's a motif of gaining and then losing something. And I feel like that's been, like, one of the major staples within the Kingdom Hearts series. And I also feel that Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to play a big role with the CrossRoads. If you guys look at the picture right there, you know, we definitely do see Quadratum. We see Quadratum, and there's a crossroad there. So we see that Sora is standing at a crossroad. Riku is standing at the crossroad. I mean, you know, of course, we do learn from Riku that at the end of Melody of Memory that he's definitely going to go to Quadratum to go find Sora after learning about it from the Nameless Star, which I'm sure we'll definitely learn about who that is someday. Now, to pretty much conclude this episode, I definitely do want to talk about, real quick. So, the crossroads in Quadratum. We have Sora and Riku. And now for Sora's end, you know, Sora is definitely trying to, like, you know, he's observing everything, you know, wondering where he is. Of course, later on, you know, we do see that he does end up fighting Yozora in the final world as well. But also, it's the dream that Riku mentions. Riku mentions saying, you know, like, hey, you know, I was in a place with tall buildings, and I felt like that somebody was watching me. And when you see that cutscene at the very top of one of the buildings, it's Yozora. So it kind of raises a lot of questions, you know. It's like with Sora's crossroad, who is he going to meet at the end of the crossroad? Will he be meeting somebody? Is that going to be the first confrontation of when he first meets Strelitzia in Quadratum? And same with Riku. Riku be able to find Sora? Is he going to interact with someone? Or to the fact that he's going to get into his first confrontation to where he has he too, like Sora, has to fight Yozora.
I just thought of something, and this might be a little off topic, Kokiri, so I
no, go ahead.
Apologize. But regarding Yozora, there's two endings to that fight. There's one where Sora wins and one where Sora loses.
Yes.
Would that technically also be a crossroad?
You know?
Lose and to gain?
You know, that is a really good question, you know? It honestly raises a lot of It raises a lot of questions because, you know, there's definitely two sides of the coin. One where Sora actually lost the fight against Yozora, and then there's one to where he actually defeats Yozora in a fight. So, to me, that could be like a what-if crossroad motif, you know? What was the gain here, and what was the loss in here, you know? The gain was, you know, Yozora wins a fight against Sora, and then the cost is that, you know, I guess Sora is just dead, maybe? You know, which is why he's all frozen and stuff like that. But then again, you know, I just feel like there's going to be a major crossroad with this one. You know, like, you know, is Riku going to have to fight Yozora? Since he mentioned about saying, like, you know, I saw somebody in the street. I mean, I'm walking down this building, this path, but I just feel like somebody's watching me.
Wait, you know what? I can spin this. You know,
All right.
as a Kingdom Hearts
Cook,
fan,
cook, Spacely, cook.
All right,
Cook.
I can spin this. You know. Okay, so you know, I feel like there would be no point in showing us a lost cutscene like Nomura did when you find Zora. You'd only show us the winning one because that's at the end of the day that's gonna be like what's canon because you're eventually gonna beat the boss, of course. So then they showed us two diverging paths. So what if in Kingdom Hearts 4 we're playing through two different versions of Sora, and then they need to cross up and cross paths in order to gain himself back and come back into the reality, because you know we're going through unreality, so you know anything can happen. And since they're both diverging paths, we're gonna see Sora. One of the paths is gonna be like the actual Sora that we see throughout the, you know, entire Kingdom Hearts series, and the other Sora we're gonna think is Sora, but it's actually gonna be Yuzora, and that's gonna be the crossing paths. And then once they reconnect. Oh wait! Speaking of reconnect, dude, I'm connecting everything. All the dots are connected. I can see it in my brain now. So once they reconnect, they'll be almost kind of similar to how, you know, at Kingdom Hearts 2 during the final boss section or whatever. That Roxas and Sora, you know, came back to each other. I mean, Sora's got like you kind of think about it. Sora's got like 3 people like inside of him right now.
Hey,
I know. I already thought of it when I was saying it. I was like, I'm just gonna say it anyway. But yeah. So I'm like, Sora can house a lot of people. But that could be kind of overwhelming if you think about like different stories that have like a bunch of personalities in one body. Like that could be affecting Sora more than you'd even really think about.
Because when you do think about it, you know, like when you look at Kingdom Hearts 2, you know, like when Sora was crying before he was about to get on that train and go to the mysterious tower. That wasn't just him crying. That was Roxas. And then during their confrontation, and then in the Keyblade graveyard where Sora actually gets to, you know, confronts Xion, you know, to where he says like please, you know, don't do this. It's okay. Like, you know, like it's, you know, like that is Roxas talking to Sora.
Also, I was thinking like. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but like in Dream Drop Distance, when Sora's, you know, gets freaking wrecked in the dream world or whatever, and he's like eternally asleep, does he momentarily like lose his heart again, and then, or is he just straight up he's just only asleep?
I think it definitely shows to where he's definitely mostly asleep though, because it's been a long time since I played Dream Drop Distance. I do need to come back to it. But
yeah, because I was just saying, like, if he did end up losing his heart, because at the first time he lost his heart, he had Ventus, right, and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was Ventus. Yeah, he was sharing a heart with Ventus, so his heart could heal. And then
then he got Roxas.
Yeah, and then he got Roxas because to me, I forgot to add this real quick, but to me, I feel like there was a crossroad in 358 over 2 days. You know, talking about like, you know, they had to gain or lose something. You know, like Xion definitely realizing that, you know, she's definitely has been used as the puppet the whole time, and you know the game out of it saying, you know, I need Roxas to defeat me, and then from there at the cost was her having to go back to Sora, you know, and same with Roxas, you know, the game was, you know, like to me, like, you know, he definitely was understanding of who he was as a person. But you know, but being, you know, overpowered by Riku, you know, since Riku like destroyed him in the world of Never Was, you know, Roxas had to like give up, and then of course later on, in Kingdom Hearts 2 having to go back to Sora. His summer vacation is over. But honestly, at the end, but with Kingdom Hearts 4. I just feel like there's going to be so many crossroads. There's going to be a crossroad. There's going to be some dots connecting, you know. One to like, you know, like, is Sora or Riku going to meet with the Masters in Lushu? Or what is actually going to happen? So
wait a minute. I just thought of something. Oh my god, you guys.
All right, tell us.
There is a cross in the number 4.
Oh, in the 10-4.
Holy shit, Nomura! No way!
Wait, are you talking about in the 10-4 building or something
No,
else?
the actual number 4. There's a cross in it.
Oh, let me see.
Look. Type in chat. Look. There's a cross in the 4.
Oh, okay.
Nomura.
There is a cross.
There's no way he
definitely-
thought that far
This is-
in advance.
This is true. Also, looking at Twitch chat, yo, guides, welcome on in, guides.
Hi, guys.
Welcome on
Yo,
in.
Mr. Guides.
We love cage guides here.
That is
Really,
true.
But yes,
Mars really doesn't have crosses. Wow.
yes. But anyway, to summarize, to kind of like close out this episode. So, do you guys believe that there's going to be any confrontations in the crossroads in Quadratum? Like, do you think Sora will confront Yozora once again? Do you guys believe that maybe
yeah.
Riku will be the one confronting Yozora, like in the dream he mentioned, to where thus he has to end up fighting Yozora? Or what is going to be what do you guys will be the case for this crossroads?
Well, if anything, that because the trailer from Cage 4 when Sora's fighting that Heartless, like that's a clear indication of where they're going towards, and Mom is watching him too.
Yep.
So I don't know if because it starts a new saga, a new era, pretty much. I don't think unless we fight the Heartless version of Mom.
Oh
in
god.
this game. But I don't think we are going to defeat Mom in 4 and have a new villain in Nana. I feel like for the next several games, Mom will be the main protagonist.
Yeah, this is gonna be an
I'm
entirely
sorry, antagonist.
yeah, this is gonna be an entirely new saga. Because to me, I just feel like with after the events of Kingdom Hearts 3, this definitely was like the conclusion of the Xehanort saga. So now this is all about the Master of Masters.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to close this out, what about you, Space? Do you feel any confrontation is gonna happen in the crossroads in Quadratum?
I can't think so. I've just been brewing a little bit as you guys were speaking. I was just like, I've been reading / watching a few of these stories that have been kind of using this plot element lately, and it's usually like the post-apocalyptic world. Like it's almost like almost like the worlds are like kind of like resetting in these kind of stories. I've been watching it kind of going through like a repeat process. So I'm thinking like Shibuya and a crossroad, Shibuya crossing, all that stuff. That could be kind of like how the world was in the beginning, and then some post-apocalyptic cataclysmic event could have made it so like this is actually like where the Keyblade graveyard is, and some kind of war or some type of thing is what leveled it and made it just like an absolute barren wasteland, and that the Keyblade graveyard is just like a post-apocalyptic version of Shibuya and stuff like that, and that's why we see all these different crosses, and like the Shibuya crossing right here, right now, is where the Keyblades are divided in the Keyblade graveyard itself, and all these different people. Because I couldn't really remember like in Union Cross where they were saying how the world was born. It was like only like the hearts of children or whatever is what restored something. I can't quite remember right there and stuff like that. So maybe like it restored the world to how it is, and we're kind of like in this loop and something like that. And maybe Sora's gonna break the loop and make it so like at the end of Kingdom Hearts, like the series or something, maybe he just wakes up in his apartment, just has a normal day in school, and it's just like a slice of life anime type of situation. That's just how
he finally has Mom's dinner.
Yeah,
exactly. He just walks by. He's with his mom. He just has a plushie of Donald and Goofy. It was all just a dream. It was all just a dream. I'm just a big Disney fan. I'm a Disney adult. That's how it is.
That definitely does raise a lot of questions. And to me, I feel like that's going to be so many questions that I feel like Nomura is going to be answered when we get more information about Kingdom Hearts 4 and possibly Missing Link. So that is definitely questions waiting to be answered for another day. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude the episode of episode 3 for my Kingdom Hearts podcast, Walking to Dawn. So, by the way, I want to say Mo and Spacely, thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all for being here and joining me on Walking the Road to Dawn for this episode.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys for being here. And if you guys are not following Mo and Spacely, please go follow my friends on Twitch. They are absolutely incredible. One of the biggest Kingdom Hearts fans I know. So definitely go follow the homies.
And I will see you in July, Kokiri. The same with you, Spacely.
Amen to that, brother. So anyway, y'all
have a good weekend, okay?
Yes, you too.
Bye.
Take care. So anyway, y'all, big reminder. So we, of course, oh, okay. There we go. So anyway, y'all, that is going to be it for the episode. So guys, join me next month for March 13th, as I will be diving in to the next episode of my Kingdom Hearts podcast for episode 4. Yes, we're getting into the fourth episode now. So, the next episode, we're going to be talking about Riku's journey in Quadratum. So, I'm going to definitely start cooking up some theories on what is going to be Riku's role in Kingdom Hearts 4. His purpose of coming to Quadratum, and what is he going to gain or lose anything out of this? Is he going to find Sora? Is he going to be able to bring him back? Is he going to have to sacrifice himself in order to bring Sora back into reality? So, that is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Riku's journey in Quadratum for the next episode. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you guys so much for coming. And I will see you guys on the next episode. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, please don't forget to do the following by liking, sharing, definitely subscribe if you haven't, and definitely hit the bell to be notified for more Kingdom Hearts videos and for other stuff that I do on Twitch. And also, come say hi to me on Twitch. I am live every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday on Twitch at 7 p.m. Central. I go by the same name, Born of Kokiri, same as my YouTube channel name. So come to my Twitch channel. I would love to meet you. Would love to talk to you. It would be awesome. So till then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next episode. Thank you for choosing to walk the road to dawn with me today. Take care.